Shanti Om. Peace inside my heart. God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart. God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti Om. Peace inside the earth. God and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth. God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti Om. 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 When there is peace in my mind, there will be peace on the earth. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti Om. Morning, everybody. We're getting rolling here. I guess we'll just consider that the evocation for now and move on to the opening song. Here we go. Most of you know this piece well. We've done it many times. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my love. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my love. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my love. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my love. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Share my joy. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my joy. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my joy. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my joy. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm gonna share my peace. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my peace. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my peace. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my peace. Hallelujah, hallelujah. One more time for love. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my love. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my love. Each and every day, you know I'm gonna share my love. Hallelujah, hallelujah. One more time. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, thank you. And now, Dan's going to read our reading. I'll get you the mic.
Reminds us there is no reason we should stop accepting more and more good. Life is limitless.
When we stop growing mentally, we stop allowing more good into our lives. Our lives are great gifts that we get to shape and mold into what we wish them to become. However, nothing happens by accident, so we need to do our spiritual work. Take a moment to think about what you want to create in your life. What brings you joy? What excites you? When is the last time you felt time standing still? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Meditate on these words like from Melanie Beattie. What if you knew for certain that everything we're worried about will work out fine? If we knew the future was going to be good and we would have an abundance of resources and guidance to handle whatever comes our way? What if we knew everything was okay and we didn't have to worry about a thing? What would we do then? We'd be free to let go and enjoy life. In Tuesdays with Maury, Mitch Albom chronicles the last days of the life of his college professor, Maury Schwartz. Mitch asked Maury, "What would you do if you had 24 healthy hours?" Maury responds, "Do exercise, have breakfast, go for a swim, have lunch with friends, go for a walk in the garden, see the color of trees." He would do things we can do every day. Don't put off what you love. Tomorrow isn't promised for us. So this is the affirmation. In this moment, I take time to remember all the things I love to do.
In this moment,
I'll
take
repeat.
time to remember all the things I love to do.
The simple joys of everyday living.
The simple joys of everyday living.
I say a prayer of gratitude
I say a prayer of gratitude
for all the wonders in God's amazing creation.
for all the wonders of God's amazing creation.
And so it is.
So thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Do some more music. I don't know where Reverend Wada is, but I guess he's in the right place. So I'll just do another song. Thanks, Eve. Another top 10 piece from my collection. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. And so it is. Well, I just got Eve just said that Mwada says is going to be here in 10 minutes. So, what do we do for 10 minutes? I don't know. Well, go ahead, Eve. Yeah. Swing dance.
Do something that's maybe do a reading,
Yes.
There's a reading there. You could do a reading. I can't do two things at once, but
We have already done today.
do this wonderful reading.
You mean Mark Nepo?
Mark Nepple,
Yeah. Sure.
where it is.
Would you like to read?
You could read, John. Yeah. Why don't you read? And just go, well, just open to this. one drop of truth at a time. Beautiful. One, and it's number 2. One drop of truth at a time. Sometimes that's all we can do is one drop at a time.
Somebody else
I
like
feel
to-
like.
I'll read more if you like.
I'm hearing my voice all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, I'll give you that way to be on the radio. That's what, we can choose anyone. Mark Nepo doesn't mess with us.
You can sit down. You can
That's
sit
true.
down. Why don't you sit down?
That's true.
It's a
No,
nice-
no,
That's how we usually
no,
do it. Sit
I
in
don't
front.
want, I'm fine.
Leave him alone, man.
Thanks, Eve, for suggesting that.
Okay,
I don't mind.
this is a walking meditation. Center yourself and breathe deeply as you slowly step into the world nearby. Once centered, look around and focus on one thing that seems to have the rhythm of what you are feeling. It might be the slight sway of a bush or the tumble of a cup blowing down the street. Breathe slowly and give your full attention to the small outer rhythm that is matching your mood. Breathe and watch until the rhythm you are seeing and the rhythm you are feeling reveal their common truth. A wisdom moment of trust. If you can't cross over alive, how can you cross when you're dead? Let me read that again. If you can't cross over alive, how can you cross when you're dead? The need to step into what we fear, and in so doing, disperse its hold on us, is powerfully brought to life by a moment in the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. After searching everywhere within reason and memory for the Holy Grail, Jones stands on an enormous precipice, a deep chasm before him, the Grail waiting on the other side. His father, wounded and depending on the Grail to heal, cries out possible interpretations of the clues Jones has been given to reach the Grail. After what seems a lifetime of inner debate and escalating feast, he dares, against everything he knows, to step into the void above the chasm. And as he does, an enormous stone foundation appears beneath his feet, a bridge that was there all along. This is a moment of risk and trust, a wisdom moment that repeats itself in our lives in both small and large ways. Over and over, the cup we need to drink from, the ancient, ever-healing cup of wholeness, waits beyond some deep chasm we are afraid to cross. Often we are driven to the edge by the cries and clues of elders and loved ones, only to find that nothing makes sense, that there seems nowhere to go. And then the atom of risk begins to replay itself in those brought to the edge. Then, when all known ways of seeing have failed, we sometimes dare to step into the void. Whether that void is a chasm of purpose or self-esteem or a ravine in relationship or a canyon of addiction. This crazy wisdom step that begins with risk and lands in trust reveals a foundation that was there all along, but which is only made visible by our risk to think and see in new ways, and our trust to step into what we fear. Breathe deeply and know that even the smallest moment of risk and trust is difficult. Center yourself and meditate on a chasm of your own making. It might be a trench of stubbornness or pride that no one can cross, or the echo of your own pain that isolates you, or the vastness that builds when you are afraid to tell someone the truth of your heart, or the absence of belief that you deserve what waits on the other side. Lean into your chasm gently until the fear subsides. Lean into your chasm and offer, through your breathing, a wordless compassion for yourself and all others in our very human struggle to step with risk and land with trust. Breathe in and keep that in mind. Keep going. Okay, this is called breathing patterns. If I contradict myself, I contradict myself. I contain multitudes, by Walt Whitman. We create patterns that others depend on. And then the last thing we ever imagine happens. We grow and change. And then to stay vital, we must break the patterns we created. There's no blame or fault in this. It is commonplace in nature. Watch the ocean and shore do their dance of build up and crumble, and you'll see this happen daily. We know we see close to this threshold when we hear someone say, "You're not yourself," or "That was out of character for you." What is difficult at this juncture is to resist either complying with how others see us or withholding what we really are. The challenge, which I don't do well, but stay committed to, is to say to those we love, "I am more than I have shown you and more than you are willing to see." Let's work our love and know each other fully. This is an awareness meditation as you move through your interactions today. Notice whether you are complying with how others see you or withholding who you are. After each interaction, simply breathe slowly, once or twice, and return to the fullness of who you are.
Thank you, Lester.
Sylvia, and it's always a pleasure to be back in San Francisco Center for Spiritual Living, where consciousness is cause. And your consciousness is making a difference right where you are and just as you are. We have an affirmation we do every week. Margaret Mead says, repeat after me, please. Never doubt,
Never doubt
that a small group of thoughtful and committed citizens can make a difference in the world Indeed, that's all that ever has. Indeed. And so, because we are all citizens of, hey, good seeing you, Greg. Most high indwelling, self-existent God, citizens of a consciousness of oneness, we're all difference makers. Can you say, I'm a difference maker?
Difference maker.
What does being a difference maker mean for those who said, I'm a difference maker? What does that mean? You're making a difference. Okay.
It means it's up to me to make that difference.
It's up to me to make that difference. Okay. I'm making a difference, and it's up to me to make the difference. Anybody else?
How am I showing up in the world?
How am I showing up in the world? What?
How am I treating the world?
How am I treating the world? That's my favorite question. It's really frustrating to people when you ask them how you're treating the world. They're like, what how's the world treating me? Well, kinda. Gonna make a positive difference. Yeah, because see, here's the thing. We're always making a difference anyway. Sometimes it's not the difference we want. But we always make it a difference because consciousness is cause, and therefore what I'm thinking about, how I'm acting, how I'm presenting myself is making a difference in the world because it affects the way I see the world, and the way I see the world affects the way I experience the world because as one of my friends and mentors is famous and fond of saying, we don't see what we know, believe what we see. We like to say, I believe it when I see it. I believe what I see, but really we actually see what we believe. It's what we believe already that we see. We're always looking for confirmation of what we already think is true, and we basically filter out what we don't think is true and focus only on the things that are true, which is crazy because, I mean, you've probably seen this. I can't be the only one who's met I'm just going to say it out loud. It's the S word, I'm sorry. Stupid people. I mean, they're everywhere. And I'm not, and sometimes I'm one of them. Okay? It's just, we get up in these little eddies of our consciousness where we think we know what we're talking about, where we've been knowing what we're talking about for a long time. It's usually something we've been knowing for a long time. These are the things we're absolutely convinced are true. These are things we learned when we were very, very young. I had one guy who was an engineer. This is one of my favorite lessons on this. He was an engineer, and he said he's an engineer because he's in ministerial school with me now. We're both in ministerial school. And he said he was an engineer because he didn't know what he wanted to do out in high school. And one of his friends was going to engineering school, was really excited about it, said, man, you can make a lot of money. You ought to come on be an engineer with me. So he didn't have what else to do, so he became an engineer. And he was in it for like 25, 30 years, and he says he realized he let an 18-year-old kid decide his future. And that wasn't the best choice for him. And that he, climbed the ladder of success, and it was against the wrong building, and he was very frustrated. He's been back to ministerial school, and God bless him. But consciousness is cause. And consciousness is cause is something that we want to remember on today. This is the 4th of July weekend Sunday. I guess some people were celebrating last week, some people celebrating this week, some people have been celebrating the entire week. Yes. And I'm one for having a celebration that lasts an entire week. It just makes more sense. I believe in birth weeks instead of birthdays, so you can get the fullness of the birthday in there. But, it means different people to different things to different people. The 4th of July, just depending on your perspective. And if your perspective is, as a young military brat, I grew up reading all these comics, and they're all, nationalistic, America's the greatest, of course, and I'd hear them talking about Yankee imperialism, which was just a bunch of propaganda from our enemies, of course. And then as I became more politically astute, I became aware, wait a second, we actually do have Yankee imperialism. We actually do have a lot of these things that I taught were false, and my self-image began to change because I learned more about who I was, and who I was basically was who I'm affiliated with. What am I claiming as my own? And as I became more aware politically, who I was began to shift. And I was fortunate enough to be raised during the revolution, and so I got a very good grounding in a lot of different political ideologies being out of the Bay Area because everybody's here. Everybody's here. You can see every perspective right here. It's like a smorgasbord of political ideologies and social ideologies and functionalities. And pretty much any way a person shows up in the world, there's a group of them out here. And what a beautiful thing it is. What a beautiful thing it is. And it's a beautiful thing because the more of us can access that part of ourselves that lets us know. I'm loving what one of my favorite Howard Thurman quotes. I get all my Howard Thurman quotes are my favorite Howard Thurman quotes because he doesn't have any that are lightweight. And he says, don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive and are out doing basically what they came alive to do. And so everybody in this room is here to be the light. You know, it's kind of, it's a dumb joke. I'm not going to tell it long. I'm going to tell it short. See, now we want to know. Other man's, two guys are looking for work. And they go by construction site, tell the guy they're looking for work. And the guy says, well, okay, but I got to try you out first because I don't want no deadbeats, no lazy people. You can pay a good wage. I want good work. So he comes and checks on about an hour. One guy's really working really, really hard. And the other guy's hanging upside down from the ceiling. He says, okay. He says, dude, you do good work. What's up with your friend? He says, oh, don't worry about him. He thinks he's a light. He says, okay. And he goes away and he comes back an hour later. The guy's still working. The other guy's still hanging upside down. He says, your friend? He says, yeah, I told you. He thinks he's light. Third time he come back. The guy's still working. The guy's still hanging. He says, look, you can stay, but your friend is fired. Because I'm not going to pay him to hang upside down all day long. Just, no, he's fired. You can stay, but he's got to go. Man starts packing up his tools. He said, wait, you can stay. Your friend has to go. He says, dude, I'm not working without a light. I told you it was tough. Some of the things that come to my head do not bear repeating. This was one. I wasn't going to do it. But I do like that joke. Because when we have our mind made up about things, our mind's just made up about things. And they don't have to make sense. They don't have to make sense. And we're just like that guy when his friend, oh, he's got to go, I got to go. Because I'm not working without a light. Well, guess what? I am the light. I'm the light. And everything I need is right here. This is what independence is. Independence, to me, you know, if I'm talking about 4th of July, Independence Day, freedom, Dr. Holmes reminds us that we are only bound because it's our nature to be free. If it wasn't our nature to be free, being bound would not be something that chafes us, that we press against so hard, because it would be our natural state of being, and we would just go about it and do it. And you can see that's called the domestication of an animal, where now the animal actually believes it's their purpose to pull that plow instead of run free. And what's his name? Luis, the Four Agreements guy. Yeah, Dominico Ruiz. He talks about the domestication of our own persona, whereas we start to believe the stories that we've been telling all of our lives. We start to believe we are the limitations of our own imagination. The limitations of our own imagination looks like the places we go, the people we hang out with, the conversations we have, the music we like. We've used our creativity and created this room, this belief system, this area, this contract, this idea, this lifestyle that says this is who I am. And anytime I'm dealing with this is who I am, I'm dealing with the limitations of my thinking. And what feels safe and what doesn't feel safe, because the bottom line, what's most important, the number one rule in life, the number one rule in nature is survival. Yes? That's the number one thing every species is looking to do, survive. And built-in survival is procreation. And so all this is part of the survival mechanism. I think, yes, indeed. That's why we get into so much trouble sexually. It's tied to survival. It's a sex drive. And it's survival. This is why we risk our lives. People are getting, we get ourselves in some really tight situations because it's unearthed. It's a primal instinct. Yes? Yeah. And so, yeah. This is one of those situations where I talked earlier about going up the backwater and getting stuck up the creek there. I don't know where this was going. And it's going as far as it's going to go, but whoever needed to hear this, it's for you. See, I got all the way out. I don't know why that came up, but it's for you.
Maybe it's an awareness that it is a primal instinct, and the first part of changing something is being aware of it. And maybe we can consciously evolve past survival and
Yes.
sex for survival and create life for survival. Like those things seems like things that we should be self-aware of and like work to like do better at. So maybe that's what I do.
Well, that works for me. That works for me. You do better with the primal urges. Do better with those
That
instincts.
awareness that
'Cause
it's
you-
primal.
yeah, it is,
We've
absolutely.
evolved to a point where we're aware that it's at one point we didn't know. We just operated. And now we have a choice and we can like step back and watch ourselves operate and be like, and maybe evolve past that. That's what I hope for my kids.
Well, and for myself.
And for myself. That's
Indeed. And we're talking independence and freedom, and you're talking about oneness. Have a certain freedom and independence from those quote unquote urges. Because that's what mastery is about. That is what mastery is about, and that's what wholeness is about. It's about responding instead of reacting. I'm glad you're getting a lot of.
It's very relevant right now. You have no idea how relevant this conversation
Is that right? Because I'm just up here. I just opened. I'm just channeling, man. I don't know how we got. Thank you. I'm good.
It is like surviving tonight. I've survived in a while.
Survival's always on the menu. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my. I'm really glad and it's good we're having this. I remember 3 years ago, I was really embarrassed because a conversation like this came up and I didn't know how to. So we're not going to be talking about that while I'm up there. And so the fact that we're doing it now is my evolution. And I was like, nope. It was like, what? Divine feminine, divine sacred sexuality. Nope, we're not doing no divine sexuality where I'm at. But yeah, that too is divine. Everything is divine. Consciousness, cause we approach life from a place of consciousness, and the realization of consciousness always means that I am in charge of what's happening in my life because I am the master of my fate, not because I control the elements, not because, what's that thing they did back in the day, yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow, I fear no evil because I'm the baddest MF in the valley. No, that's not what we're talking about. I'm saying that what makes me great, what makes me powerful are the choices that I am making, and I am choosing to be a conscious person. And choosing to be a conscious person is a relationship with God. And every relationship is a relationship with God, first of all. Okay? Every relationship is, tell your neighbor, because I know you already know this, so tell your neighbor who may not actually have this down, that every relationship is a relationship with God. Please take it in. I know you get this. This is for those poor people that don't understand it yet. And when you understand that every relationship is a relationship I have with the divine, I can understand what my relationship with myself is because I can look at the relationship I'm having with other people and man, how I came, I started talking about stupid people. Remember, that's how I didn't want to talk about people who just don't get it. And we're wedded to what we already believe. We're wedded to that. And I mean, you've seen it. Everybody here has explained it point by point to somebody, and you've logically proved your point, A, B, C, D, the full alphabet, and nothing is there. The lights just don't come on. They actually do come on, but because the information is antithetical to what they already believe, the light revs up and dims right in front of you. So you go, ooh, they can't stay there because it doesn't fit their belief system already. And sometimes we have trouble with things that don't fit our belief system already. Even though we talk about the oneness of God, certain things don't feel like oneness to us. You know, certain betrayals, you know, betrayal is big, but what's the one? Yeah, betrayal. That's the word I'm looking for. That sounds worse than betrayal. But maybe betrayal is actually it. Just backstabbers. Smiling in your face. There's something particularly hardcore about that feeling when you feel betrayed. Do you know what I'm saying? Somebody you trusted, thank you so much. Because thank you so much. But being willing to sit with the betrayal, to sit with the betrayer, recognizing that I am also one with this divine activity and this divine being. This is a level of choice that takes us past survival, because survival means avoid pain. Survival means avoid anything that's fearful. If you look at prey animals, they have their eyes on the side of their heads and they have big ears so they can hear any danger and see any danger from every angle. And they don't actually need to see what the sound is. If they hear something they don't recognize, what do? They just run. And they've adapted and learned to survive because they've learned to run at the slightest provocation. The wind blows a little too hard, out of here. We all got survival mechanisms that we've adapted. Oftentimes they don't serve us anymore. When we were children, we had to learn how to survive childhood. Isn't that a trip? You have to learn to survive childhood. And your parents are there. Whatever problems you have with your parents, you know what your problem with your parents is? They taught you how to survive childhood.
Thank God.
And it's not easy to do. And nobody's happy about surviving. We all know there's more to it than that. I look at my parents thinking, this is it? This is all you got? There had to be more. No, this is it, son. This is it. I kept thinking there had to be more. I knew there was more. We all have a sense that there's more, yes? And when we don't get it, we blame other people for not giving it to us. We blame them for being the bad people, for not making it right. But what's not right is our own recognition of who we are. Freedom, independence. Dr. Holmes says we're bound because we're only bound because we are first free. Freedom is the recognition that right where I am and just as I am, my life is whole. I don't have to complain about my life. There was stuff going on in my life I don't like? Of course there is. Are there people in my life that I do not like? You know, I would love to say that I've been working on myself so long that there's nobody left in my life that I don't like. But that's not true. I just make sure I treat everybody the same whether I like them or not. See, I'm not going to discriminate or treat somebody badly just because I have a low opinion of them. I have enough sense now with all the training, I have all the stuff, that I don't listen to what I think anymore. Anybody still listen to what you think? Okay. See, sometimes I do too. But then, it doesn't work out well. You know, I belong to a certain organization that's known for having different rooms. And one of the things we like to say, an addict alone with his own thoughts is behind enemy lines. Sometimes when we're left to our own thinking, that's the worst thing that can happen to us. It's good to have a community that has the same identity as you, so that when I'm tripping, okay, and that's a chapter in the book, Telltale Signs to Know You're Tripping. You got to know how to identify when you're tripping. There's some classic lines of when you're tripping. And when I'm talking about this, because we're talking about independence here, I can't be free if I got these hooks that snatch me back into bondage. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, Harriet Tubman carried a shotgun not for the white folks, not for the slave catchers. She had that shotgun for the slaves who got scared and wanted to turn around. There's no going back at a certain point, because if you go back, they're going to make you tell everything. There's no going back. Once you're on the freedom train, there's no going back. This shotgun is for you. My brother had a girlfriend once, was real mouthy. And I'm not saying nothing about women here. This woman was mouthy. It was an individual thing, not a woman thing. You hear what I'm saying to you? Because they'll be, yeah! I love that Sylvia. Sylvia's like, we'll see. You keep talking, because I hope that's not. I hope you're not trying to climb out that hole, because it looked like you got a shovel in your hand. I'm saying this because here's an example. One day we're all together, and she goes, ow, ow, ow. And what happened? What happened? She says, Mwati hit me. Now, what the hell's wrong? What did you hit? He's jumping all over me. He's coming at me, and I'm just looking like, have you lost your mind? And finally, he's looking at the face. Have you lost your mind? He looks back at her, and she starts laughing. This is what I'm talking about, okay? So whatever you call that, that's what she is. And it's like driving across country, pulls into a truck stop. He buys a tire checker. He got to go into this bar, and he'd want to have something in his hand. He turned to his girl. He said, I didn't get this for the people in the bar. If you say anything in here, this is for you. You got to know the lay of the land. You got to know what not to listen to. Sometimes I need one for myself. I got to know not to listen to myself, because I make bad decisions when I do. I have a code. It's called oneness. My independence is from my oneness. I believe that what Dr. Holmes says, I believe in God, the individual, self-existent, and self-existent cause. I believe in an independent, indwelling, and self-existent cause that manifests itself in and through and as all of creation. I believe the manifest universe is the body of God. When I say I believe the manifest universe is the body of God, that means everything, everyone in the universe, every circumstance, every situation in the universe, every activity in the universe, whether I like it or not, whether it's fair or not, whether it's right or not, is God expressing. And because I know this is God expressing, I work very, very hard not to have opinions about what I'm looking at, because I know my opinion is always going to be based on what I already think, what I already believe, what I already know, and this, what I'm observing, may be beyond what I already know. It may have elements that I don't even understand yet, but I'm going to put my limitation on it based on how I think the world is supposed to look. And God bless Mr. Johnson, my high school history teacher. Evidently, I have a really bad habit of doing this, because he would tell me almost every week, Mr. Oliver, don't judge the world by yourself. Don't judge the world by yourself. I kept hearing, don't judge the world by yourself. Does he mean I shouldn't judge it by myself? I shouldn't be the only one judging it? Or I shouldn't? Do I need to go get more people? No, don't use your life. It looks like this. I wouldn't do that. If it was me, I wouldn't do it. So what? It's not you. Then don't do it. But when you put that up as a comparison, I wouldn't do that. If it was me, I would. Okay, fine. But now, so because I wouldn't do it, nobody else is supposed to do it. That's the way that works. If I think it's true and you think it's not true, that means I have to be right and you have to be wrong. And I've realized in a consciousness world, in a world of oneness, I don't have to be right. And if I don't have to be right, nobody else needs to be wrong. What I want, what I desire, what I expect for myself to be on point, I like to call it I-pop consciousness. In principle, on point. On point, in principle. I-pop. I want to be always rooted in principle. Everything that I do, I don't want to hear nothing Muwata has to say. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, he's good. He's got the gift. And if you listen to him, I talked to Yellow about the sunshine. But that's not always good for me. I've talked myself into things I realize this is not really what I want. Yes? So surrendered freedom to me, my independence is my ability to surrender to principle. Today we want to be celebrating surrendering to principle. It's nice to barbecue. I like good food. I like good music. I like good people. I like a celebration. I like a parade. I even like a parade. What's the woman say? I love a parade. You know? I think it's great. However you want to do it. But always remember consciousness is cause and consciousness comes first. Conscience comes second. Conscience comes third. Consciousness is always what is happening. It's not what's happening. It's who is it happening to? How am I doing this? Who am I being? Ask not what the world needs. Ask what makes me come alive. And then go and do that. What is making me come alive? That is our freedom. That is our birthright. The ability to pursue. What's it, that line? We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men are created equal. The endowment of certain life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. There's no guarantee of happiness. It doesn't say you get to be happy. Nope. No. But you can pursue it. Well, guess what? I'm tired of pursuing happiness. It's too fast for me. It's got too many moves. I've been juked out by happiness. I found joy. I found indescribable, irrefutable, irrepressible, undenying joy just by being still and focusing on my breathing and recognizing the oneness of God in and through. And as all of creation, I'm not looking for happiness anymore. As a matter of fact, I'm trying my best not to be too happy. Because the height of my happiness is balanced by the stuff that ticks me the heck off. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's right. I feel exactly the same way. So, what am I surrendering to today? Am I surrendering to, and we talked about primal urges. And primal urges are our emotional center. We're going to have feelings. We're just going to have them. And it's not our feelings that's the problem. We talked about this. Al's wedding was on the weekend. I got to tell you a little bit about the wedding right here. I never seen nothing like this. Al Tutson, I just got to give him his flowers. We're at Lake Tahoe. The wedding is on the lake, right there on the lake. We're facing the lake. Sun's in our eyes, frying us. We're baking in here. You see bubbles in the lake. Al Tutson is a diver. Him and his wife, they met on a diving expedition. They met on a diving boat. This dude comes out of the water in his diving gear, pulls off his tank, starts taking off his rubber suit. He got tux on underneath. I'm waiting for Bond. It's just like some James Bond. It was hecka cool, man. It was hecka cool. I said, just do it. Nobody's ever gonna top this entrance. As long as I live, I'm never gonna see a better entrance than this. It was that good. She wasn't. And she was the happiest bride, I must say, that I've ever seen in my life. And I do weddings for a living, and so she was that happy. And I was telling that story just to break up the energy so it would calm down, and so. So freedom to surrender to consciousness, freedom to recognize reciprocity, and also recognize I don't have to tell everybody this all the time. Not everybody wants to hear this. I realized I was at the table The following day, we're having a brunch, and there's a lot of fundamentalists at this brunch. And they're asking me questions. They want to know about, me, Reverend Muata, blah, blah, blah. And I realized at some point the table was getting quieter and quieter and quieter. Following day, and I tried, well, maybe I may have said a little too much. Because my joy is my joy. I'm not here to beat everybody over the head with my joy. If you want my joy, if you're open to the joy, then I'm here to share it with you. The problem with happiness and joy, things like this, people want to tell everybody, this is the proselytizing we see with all these different, feel like my God is supposed to conquer the world, and I got to tell everybody, if you don't believe what I believe, then you're bad and I'm good, and I get to take your stuff, and there's too much of that going on. And we have to go to a place where we're no longer reacting. We're no longer reacting. And if it's fear-driven, it's a reaction. If it's rage-driven, it's a reaction. And the feelings aren't the problem. It's what we think those feelings must mean because I'm having them. And I know what all my feelings mean now. The good ones and the bad ones, the happy ones and the sad ones. They mean it's time to surrender. It's time to get still. Right now, this sound might be irritating. Find a quiet place in your mind and breathe that quiet place in. Find a quiet place in your mind and snip that quiet place. And bring all your center, all your attention to the quiet place. This is the same thing we have to do when the news is on. Find the quiet place. When we're someplace and we're hearing the conversation about how bad the world is and how bad the government is, find that quiet place. And in that quiet place, right now, it's called being in the world but not of the world. So, I believe this is going to be our time to be still, to finish our conversation, and to stay focused on this choice of being still.
Can everybody please use the other door? Every time people go to this door, she thinks about her mom. Please use the other bathroom, everybody. Please.
That's the direction her mama went?
Yes. And 5 people keep going in and out. Every time she's like, where's mom? So much. It's okay, baby girl.
I'm enjoying this, quite frankly, because sometimes that's me, having a meltdown just like that. And I got to do the same thing for me when I'm in this state, when I'm crying. Find my quiet place. Find your quiet place, people. This is power. This is strength. When everything's going down around you, you know what? When it's hitting the fan, find that quiet place. Listen for your deepest silence. There's a stillness that you can sip with your breath. It's an immeasurable power. It's a continuous, infinite refuge. It's the peace that passes understanding, that runs so deep it cannot be disturbed. This is the freedom that we celebrate today. The freedom to find the inner peace, to reveal and release the inner splendor, to manifest my resplendent self, to walk and talk and live and breathe and have my being as one who knows and knows that he knows that he's one with the infinite, indwelling and self-existent God. And that every experience I have, every circumstance of my life is this same divine activity unfolding before me, preparing that which I need, even before I know I need it. This is freedom. This is power. This is choice. This is consciousness and action. This is life. This is living. This is me and this is you. This is each of us unfolding exactly as we have been designed. And this is the freedom that we celebrate today, that consciousness is cause, that I am one and all is well. And so it is. I thank you. Thank you very much. Celebrating the divine. Claps are for the God, not for me. I accept. God accepts. Oh, indeed.
So we're going into our love offering.
Love offering, exactly right. And it's time to practice the law of circulation, recognizing that reciprocity offering also operates as the law of circulation. The law of circulation says you keep it moving. That's what the law of circulation says. You put it in motion, it comes back to you. You put it in motion, it comes back to you. You circulate your wealth, you circulate your consciousness, you circulate everything, because life is always moving. And so, and if you want to increase the yield, you increase that which you circulate. That's the way it works. Spiritual law, spiritual principle. Gratefully we accept this. Daniel's coming around with our basket. Another recent wedding, a lot of marriages, a lot of funerals. Oh yeah, absolutely. So Daniel's coming forward. Please repeat after me our prosperity affirmation. From a consciousness of abundance.
From a consciousness of abundance.
And centered in gratitude, I generously give. I accept the gifts of prosperity and abundance as I demonstrate divine circulation in my life. In gratitude, I freely give.
In gratitude, I freely give.
In grateful acceptance, I freely receive.
In grateful acceptance, I freely receive.
So it is.
And if you're giving online, the address is give@sfcsl.org, and that's for PayPal and Zelle. Thank you. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel. In deep gratitude for all of the offerings, every tithe, every generosity of spirit and heart and service that is our community, I'm giving thanks. I give thanks knowing that the giver and the receiver are one and the same, and that there is an abundance of blessings in the circulation of love. And so it is.
So it is.
Remaining in the consciousness of gratitude, I open in receptivity, in prayer, inviting each one of us present here to join in this prayer, uniting in the consciousness of oneness and wholeness, with an understanding that there is only one life. And so I speak from first person and present tense in acknowledgement of that life, that there is only one of us here. And so as I speak these words of truth, of prayer,
knowing that what is true for me is true for each and every one. One life, one life, one life being lived. The divine creator that has breathed its very breath as the life of all existence. And that my breath is a witness to that which is always breathing me. Heart beating in rhythm and synchronicity with the flow and the ebb of all life kind. One heart, one breath, one life. This is my life. God has loved itself into existence continuously as everything we behold, every one we encounter, all of life is God. And so I stand in deep gratitude for the unfoldment of life, with all of its highs, all of its lows, all of its laughter, all of its tears, all of its love, all of its sorrows, all a part of the one existence that is continuously blessing each and every one. I stand in gratitude for the life-giving force that is moving through my very body temple, every atom, every tissue, fiber, and function of my being alive with the healing nature of God. And the clarity of my mind, the peace of my heart, flows from the same place of all abundance, drawing from a wellspring of infinite goodness, love, light. This is God. This is my very existence. And so I stand in the midst of community and deep gratitude for every soul, every being, and the blessings and the abundance and the flow of all good. This is freedom. The consciousness to know that wholeness and abundance and blessings are always flowing like blossoms gently falling from a tree. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, I know there is always a deeper truth. And that truth is that God is, and that in the midst of everything, all is well. For all is unfolding in divine time, divine awareness, divine energies, and flow of life. So what is there to do but give thanks? What is there to do but give thanks? And in this thanksgiving, I surrender. I open wide in receptivity to the blessings that continue to abound in my life. And I stand resolute to remember that freedom is oneness with God. And so in that thanksgiving, I release this word. I surrender it fully. I surrender it completely. I surrender it in faith to the all-powerful law of life itself. Perfect manifestation, expressing as it has been spoken. In one affirming voice of truth, I declare, and so it is.
And so it is. Thanks.
Amen. Ashe. Announcement.
Yeah, we've got
Several.
some people
Many.
here that haven't been here in a while. Dan Turbin's here from Beverly Hills
Yeah.
and Webster Moore.
And his beloved bride.
Yes. And some other
Yeah,
folks
beautiful. Lots of people. Thank you for being here. Ron, so good to see you. Everyone. I want to take the time to acknowledge Dale.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being here, Dale. You are really a blessing. You and Pat. I feel her right now. I really do. And her lovely smile and beautiful light, you know. Reverend Mwata mentioned weddings and passings and weddings and passings, and it's just that part of that flow of life, right? That we have beginnings and we have what appears like endings, but we know that's an illusion. It just, life continues. But I want to thank you and Pat for blessing us for so many years. So, Reverend Mwata, do you have information on Meredith's
Yeah, I do.
memorial?
I have. Well,
You do, John?
yes, I will. It's last Saturday. Last Saturday of the month is the 26th, and it's actually at the Home of Truth in Alameda at 1 p.m. I will be there. Lisa Cohen's going to be there. We're going to do some music.
I know Reverend Wate's been asked to eulogize her.
Wow,
so,
wonderful. So
yeah.
if anyone wants more information or that, they can see me or Reverend Wata. Also, I'm holding Fran Cesaroni in
Yes.
prayer. She's at the cardiac unit at Kaiser, and we spoke yesterday. She's doing better. There's more details, but it's a heart thing going on, so she's be there for a few days. So.
Yeah. And holding Gabriella also
okay.
in prayer. She took a fall and has cracked some ribs and has something going on with her lungs as well. So we're in prayer with her.
Was this
as
more
well.
recently or no? Just.
Kind of recently.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay.
A little over a week ago. She's at home. Yeah, she's been at home. They don't really do much for cracked ribs. They're like, go home and rest. So, and you know, everyone who knows Gabriella, she was going to ride up with us. She doesn't drive any longer to Tahoe for the wedding. And she kept trying to like push it through. And then I texted with her daughter, and she said, I just talk about gender stereotypes. She listens to men more, and she's going to listen to her minister. So we're like, Reverend Wata, tell her no. She's not going. So he did, and she's like, she finally surrendered. I said, you are not riding 5 hours to Tahoe with cracked ribs. That is not happening. So anyway, yeah. So we have had some beautiful weddings. I want to say, sorry, Bibi's not here, but I'm just going to say it. Like, you talk about a beautiful, radiant bride. She looked at you like you were King Jesus when you were standing up there. She's like, well, then. She was just like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, what did you say? So Tasha's like, yep, downhill from there. No. No, not at all. So anyway, so 2 beautiful weddings in a row. So what a blessing that is of life. Other announcements. Boxing, you want to say when that's happening now that you're back from Jamaica?
We have our first one this past Saturday since my return. So for now, we're continuing just on Saturdays at 10 o'clock, except for the third Saturday at noon. Be on the lookout for an announcement for visioning coming to San Francisco Center for Spiritual Living real soon.
Excellent. Yeah, we're very excited about that. Practitioners we're rededicating ourselves, so we will definitely be there in force. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Core Council. We want to talk about when the Core Council meetings are.
Well, we haven't really decided when the next one is,
Yeah,
but I guess
yeah.
it's
So-
probably going to be the third.
The third
Wednesday.
Wednesday of the month are core council meetings, and everyone is able to come to those. They will be posted online, the address for those, the Zoom address, because all are welcome for that. And we're very excited about that new leadership as well. And I think that's really it, other than to say at the close of service, if anybody is wanting prayer please just come find me. You're not bothering me. It's actually a tremendous blessing because, as we all know, that the prayer comes through the prayer. And so you're blessing me by requesting prayer. I do have two other announcements. That one, right? The service for,
Oh, the service.
Yes.
no, for here.
No, the service opportunities.
Your service.
I have to run after this rehearsal, and I have a bunch of rehearsals coming. I don't know what time it is next week. But there's also, I'll be traveling, so I just hope that people can sign up to do this.
Yeah.
In the next couple of months.
That service. Yeah.
So there's the Facebook Live, easy and fun.
Yeah, and people who say that who've done it, they're like, you're pushing a few buttons. That's all
I think
you're really
it's
doing.
focused around and,
Yeah,
you know,
you get
Yeah.
to be in the service in a different way.
yeah.
Yeah.
And one of our members, Ella, was here last week. She did it, and there was a bit of a problem getting started. I helped
Bless
her
you.
with the direct. It all worked out. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it was her
yeah.
first time doing it. So.
Oh, excellent.
And Thomas did a great job here too, by the way. Thomas saying, nice
Yeah,
talk.
he does. Yeah, Charlotte's done it. Nikki's done it. I've done it. It's like, yeah, you can do it easily. I did remember one other thing, and it's a really important thing. We're going to be having fellowship at the close of this.
Yes.
And with Alicia leaving, it has created a vacancy for us to fill, as we used to do for Fellowship Sundays, which is more of a collaboration of people bringing dishes, more substantial dishes, and then having people anchor in the kitchen. Mainly it's warming up food, it's heating up food, and then just maybe putting them into dishes for us to serve if they're not already in a service dish. Last month, I did it along with Lena, and this month it is Charlotte and Nikki and Tasha. So, got it? Oh, okay, never mind then. But yeah, at any rate, so we're deeply grateful for that. There is a sign-up sheet, and you can contact Nikki. She's the person anchoring that for organizing it. There is no one who has signed up for next month. If we have 4 or 5 teams of people, you only have to do it once every 4 or 5 months because it's once a month. So please, if you don't have to cook, you don't have to know how to really navigate a whole lot in a kitchen. Just it does. Yeah, it does. It helps. It does, but it's not a requirement. So, and plenty of us who do cook will pop in the kitchen and ask if you need help. So please, as a community, we want to maintain our fellowship together. It's a really important time every month. So we do need people to please sign up to help anchor that. It would be really lovely.
I am happy to help, and I appreciate you watching.
Absolutely.
In the future, if there's anything people want to need help with, I'm happy to help if they want to watch her. And I know she cries, but she'll get over it. And I think it's good for her to develop relationships with other
Yeah,
people.
absolutely.
I don't mind her crying, and you all don't
No,
mind her.
we don't mind her crying either. And what I will just say then, so if that happens in the future, if we could please, as a community, use the other bathroom during that time, because if you noticed, every time somebody went through that door, it reminded her that that's where Mama went. So if we could use the other bathroom, if Tasha is in the kitchen, that would be really helpful as a community. All right. I think that is it now, unless you have anything, Reverend Mwata. Nope. All right.
Thank
All
you.
right. Blessings.
Holy, holy, holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. Thanks.
Well, God bless us, everyone. Thanks for being here. We do have to leave after
You're not on. Oh, Eve turned you down. Sorry.
Okay.
I forget. It's hard to know what's.
It's really good to see Webster and Sylvia.
Yeah.
Oh, Dale and
Dan.
Dan. Tierman. Daniel Tierman, that's right. Yeah.
Ron.
Ron's always. Ron is seeing Ron's issue is not calling him Don. That's one of the coldest thing. I called him Don so long that and so when she found out his name was Ron, she said, Reverend Water always calls you Don. He's like, I know. That's wrong. We're not trying to correct him anymore. He's doing his best. That's a good one. That was a good one. Just pat him on the head. He'll be all right.
He's not laughing.
No, he's laughing at me. Yeah, because I'm the person who's messing up him. Anyway, God bless us, everyone. Thanks for being present here today. Each and every one making this your spiritual opportunity, your spiritual home. I'm so blessed to be the minister here. I'm humbled by the opportunity. I hear people talking about not taking things for granted so much, but this is something that's beyond not taking for granted. It's like this is a central item of my existence. It's everything. And it keeps me humble. It keeps me working on myself, and I'm just very, very grateful. So we leave here today with the understanding that God is all there is, that each of us, right where we are and just as we are, each of us is God expressing individually, magnificently, a life worth living, a life worth having, a life worth being. Each of us radiant and resplendent and supreme, and all we think and all we say and all we do. We leave here empowered by this magnificent truth. Please repeat after me. The light of God surrounds me.
The light of God surrounds me.
The love of God enfolds me.
The love of God enfolds me.
The power of God protects and watches over me.
The power of God protects and watches over me.
The wisdom of God guides and directs me. And the substance of God supplies, supports, and sustains me.
The substance of God supplies, supports, and sustains me.
Wherever I am,
Wherever I am,
wherever I go,
wherever I go,
whatever I think, whatever I do, whatever I say,
whatever I think, whatever I do, whatever I say.
God is.
God is.
And all is well.
All is well.
And so it is.
So it is. Let's gather in a circle and we'll sing "I Am the Place Where God Shows Up." We're getting there. And I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. You are the place. You are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. You are the place where God shows up, and we are the place.
We are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being.
We are the place where God shows up, and I am the place. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being.
I am the place where God
Shows up.
Yes.